Hello and welcome everyone to our summer school program and case studies of our students. It's wonderful to have you all here with me, and I can see already we have people from Ohio, people from New Jersey, Texas, Colorado, New York. It's wonderful to have you guys here and from Canada so far. So thank you all for coming, and we're very happy to be able to offer our summer school program. And we're going to have lots of good case studies. What we want to let you guys know is that we have in our material box, please check our material box. You can go there. It has like a little attachment there to it. And there you'll find 3 case studies that we're going to be talking about today and a research paper from our school, the Lorrie Hargis International School of Aromatherapy. So I'm your instructor. I'm an internationally recognized registered aromatherapist, and I am a certified flower essence practitioner, iridologist, and kinesiologist. I have been researching and developing skincare, perfumery, and cosmetics for a world-renowned French company. I owned the company for 12 and a half years, and I have taught all over the world, North America, Europe, and Asia, aromatherapy and iridology. And I've also taught chemistry of essential oils to the master students who are getting their masters in chemistry with an option in cosmetics at the University of Montpellier here in France. I'm currently in France right now, and this is where I teach my students who have been in our School of Aromatherapy online from all over the world. And I have been living on an organic farm for over 20 years where lavender, thyme, oregano, helichrysum, and rosemary were grown, harvested, and distilled for essential oils and hydrosols. I no longer am living on the farm. We have moved now to about 20 minutes from that location. However, we are still very involved with the distillation there. My daughter now, Zoe, is very involved there. They just distilled roses for the hydrosol a couple weeks back. Now, you're going to gain a lot of practical knowledge from me because I've been in the natural health field for over 35 years now. This is 35 years. We're very excited, so we're celebrating that. And I've been in France now for 25 years. And the thing is we are going to teach you to empower yourself, because the power within you is what is going to heal yourself, and that's going to shine out bright, very brilliantly to everybody else that you work with. And that's what aromatherapy and flower essences can help you do. And that's what we're going to show you today. So first of all, though, I would really like to introduce my team. These are the people who are behind the scenes, giving you the best possible experience on your aromatherapy certification program and flower essence certification program journey towards improving your personal health and well-being for you and your clients and building your successful aromatherapy and flower essence business. We have Sue Griffith, who's our curriculum manager. She has 40 years as an academic at the University of London, teaching master students there how to teach children who have dyslexia, autism, and other learning challenges. So then we have Ruth McGowan. Ruth is a a Bach flower essence expert, and she is also our marketing manager and technical advisor. We have Zoe Pichot, who's a registered aromatherapist and our public relations manager, and I'm sure you've seen Zoe recently on some videos about this class. And then we have Bridget Bonet, who's a chiropractor who's in charge of our continuing education for chiropractors, which we have a course on our site that is muscle testing, and anybody can take it. But if you're a chiropractor, you can get continuing education units for taking that class. So today, during this live broadcast, you can sign up for our summer aromatherapy certification program, sign up for the summer flower essence practitioner certification program, learn from our students' case studies, and you can ask us any questions that you have during the Q&A. So Ruth will have the links to all of our certification programs in the chat. You also tomorrow will receive the links again. And then if you want to book a free 30-minute discovery aromatherapy session or flower essence session with Ruth or I, please feel free to do. She's going to put the link in the chat box right now for you to do that. And please raise your hand. Does everybody hear me? I want to make sure that everybody hears me. Okay, you must, because Ruth now has stuck that in the chat. So great. Because we had a little challenge with the sound at first here. So our summer school program, we're very excited because we have our aromatherapy certification program, which we've been doing now since 2017. And we've been having our aromatherapy certification program approved by the NAHA. We are an international school for all levels. That means level 1, which is certified aromatherapist, level 2, professional aromatherapist, and level 3, clinical aromatherapist. And we're very excited. We just started our new flower essence practitioner certification program, which meets the standards of the Flower Essence Society of North America. And before we start in about each one of these programs, I'd really like to let you know how I got into aromatherapy and flower essences. I first got into natural health because my mother was having challenges with her menopause and went to a reflexologist herbalist. And this same reflexologist and herbalist became my mentor in iridology, herbalism, and reflexology. However, she had a sign up on in her office where it said flower essences. And so I was going in there almost daily because I was sending her all these people, and I couldn't stop reading about natural health and, how to eat well and just everything, every herb. I mean, I just couldn't stop. In fact, my previous husband would left me a message one morning and said, it's either herbs or me. And of course, that wasn't what broke us up, but it's just kind of funny that he did say that. So I couldn't get enough study. I'd stay till 3 o'clock in the morning. And so I saw this sign, flower essence, and I asked her what those were. And she explained to me that flower essences are where they put the flower, they infuse it into the water, and then it's the hologram of the flower, the essence, the energy of the flower that is in the water, and then it works on your energy field. And I just thought this was so wonderful and so great. And around right after that, I started using them and started finding I was having results for myself. But in the middle of the night, a client called me and she said, Lorrie, I'm having a panic attack. And I said, oh, it'll be okay. Just breathe and take your B vitamins. And she said to me, Lorrie, there's more to this than just B vitamins. And I realized she was so right, that I was working with people on a totally physical level, and I was just working on myself emotionally. So then that's when I decided that I was to become a flower essence practitioner. and that was in 1993. And so it has flowers are such a huge part of my life. They're every day when I look at a flower, I see something so magical and wonderful and how it can help us all on such a soul level. So that's how I got started in flower essences. Well, then it was just 1 year later, I was introduced to aromatherapy. And I had bought some essential oils at the health food store. I bought lavender and geranium and orange and clary sage. And in the little book, it said, put 10 drops in the bath to relax you. So I did this for each person in our family. We were big bath takers. And my son had been stuttering since the age of 4, and now he was close to 9 years of age. He'd been in speech pathology. However, he was getting lost between the cracks. And after 1 month of him taking a bath in lavender each evening, he stopped stuttering. And I said, wow, if essential oils can do this for my son, how can I learn more? And then that's when I met a huge mentor of mine. She now has passed away. And each week we were studying a different essential oil. We were presenting essential oils. And it was such a huge thing in my life. So these two things intertwined. And when I started using both of these things together in my programs for my clients, it was like they were both put together and they made the icing on the cake. The herbs were building everyone's bodies. The essential oils were igniting their spark plugs, their minds, because it works on the psyche. It was working on their nervous system, and it was working on their immune systems and their endocrine system. The flower essences were working on an emotional, mental, and spiritual level. It was working on the energy field and the energy bodies that we have. And so you put these two things together, you've got two brilliant modalities. So that's why I'm so happy that I'm able now to offer both of these certifications through our summer school program. So here's what you can expect from our summer school program. So both of these programs have a meticulously crafted, comprehensive curriculum that dives into the art and science of aromatherapy and flower essences. From the history and philosophy behind these essences to practical application techniques, you'll gain a deep understanding of how they can positively impact your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being. We have interactive virtual coaching calls each week. So each week we will have our live calls with the Flower Essence Group on Wednesday, which will start June 21st. And we'll have our first virtual call, a coaching call with the aromatherapy program on June 22nd. And I think I said July, but it was June 21st for the Flower Essence, which is next Wednesday, and June 22nd, which is Thursday for the aromatherapy program. We'll work through one module each week. You'll get your homework, assignments. We'll develop a very fast-paced learning environment to be completely immersed in these holistic healing modality of whichever one you pick. Get ready to experience the transformative power of essential oils and flower essences firsthand. They're accessible, so anywhere you are, you can be online. Both the programs are online programs. The aromatherapy program is up on our site, and the flower essence program will be done through GoToTraining. You will study from the comfort of your home or venture into nature, connecting with the flowers and essences in your surroundings as you deepen your knowledge of them. So the more connected that you get when you're taking this course, get out in nature, the better you are going to integrate this information and process it and utilize it for yourself and for others. So you can expect from our summer school programs community and support. So you'll connect with a diverse community of essential oil and flower essence enthusiasts from around the world. You'll engage in meaningful discussions, share insights, and receive guidance from our knowledgeable instructors we have and our fellow students. And the thing about it is our previous students, they come back to our coaching calls. So they always have some wonderful information that they have partaken in with their clients so you can receive that too. And together we'll blossom and thrive. And then we have our certification program. So to complete your certification, you will conduct a series of case studies on real clients, which helps you to quickly develop client skills and put your theory into practice. Learn how to write a scientific case study that can even be published one day. Now, just recently in the summer edition of the AIA Aromatic and Action Journal, 4 of our students' case studies were in there. So we have very successful students, and they have also been published in other journals too. And one of them today, we're going to do her case study on, who's been published in quite a few journals and has done lots of presentations since being in our school. Upon successful completion of the program, you'll receive a certificate of achievement recognizing your dedication to mastering the art of flower essences. Upon the completion of the aromatherapy program, you'll receive a certificate of completion. And after level 2, once you've passed our level 2, you're eligible to pass the aromatherapy registration exam. All of our students who have passed level 2 are registered aromatherapists. They go on to pass the exam. No one has ever had a problem. And then you may showcase your enterprise or simply revel in the knowledge gained from this transformative experience. And don't forget, we have our live coaching calls each week addressing one module and reviewing your homework. So, how many of you are ready to learn more about using flower essences for emotional, mental, and social soul health? Raise your hands here. Let me check. So yeah, just give your hand a raise there because we also need to know how many of you have ever used flower essences before. Please raise your hand. So far we've got 1, 2, 3. Okay, great. So quite a few have used them. How many of you are already flower essence practitioners? All right, so I'm going to ask you these questions. So first of all, let's take 3 deep breaths together. Close your eyes, sit up straight, put your feet flat on the floor, and let's take 3 deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Here we go. So answer this question. Would you like to find out more about using flower essences for yourself and to benefit friends and family? The next one, would you like to become a flower essence practitioner or help others to achieve well-being, good mental and emotional health? And number three, are you a practitioner or have a natural health business and you want your clients to benefit from including flower essences in your practice and how to use them in skincare? Because you can use flower essences in skincare. Are you do you already have an aromatherapy practice and want to help your clients on a deeper emotional and mental level by incorporating flower essences into your practice? And number five, would you like to become an informed practitioner and extend how you use flower essences by developing a flower essence practice? And number six, would you love to help animals emotionally by using flower essences? So, how many of you answered yes to any of these questions? Raise your hand if you answered yes to any of these questions. We need to see those beautiful hands. Okay, great. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Flower Essence program. And how many of you are here to learn about the Flower Essence program? That's why you came on today. Raise your hand. How many wanted to learn more about the Flower Essence program? Raise your hand. Oh, we've got quite a few there. Great. Okay, so let's talk about the program now. But first, let's talk about a case study. This is Mood Swings and Anger case study by Jeannie Calabrita. And Jeannie is a naturopathic doctor. She's a certified natural health practitioner. She's a certified aromatherapist. And she's got all these other wonderful initials after her name, too. And I don't know what they stand for exactly. Jeannie does, and Jeannie's here with us today. But what I'd like to do is I'm going to put up Jeannie's case study real quick here. And I'm going to turn off I'm going to pause my sharing. And I'm going to go to Jeannie's case study here. And now I'm going to resume sharing. Can everybody see that? I want to make sure that it's come back on correctly. How many people can see the screen? Raise your hand. Great. Thank you so much. Okay, so Jeannie did this case study in 2019, and her client was a very busy, high stress professional, worked in the office. Okay. She enjoys reading, baking, cooking when time permits. And in July of 2019, she reached out to Jeannie for advice to alleviate her mood swings and anger. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Jeannie on. And if Jeannie can come on, hello, Jeannie, can you turn your sound on? Sometimes sound works and sometimes it
I
doesn't.
think I finally found the right place to press here. You
Oh, great. Hi, Jeannie. How are
have
you?
crazy busy, but that's okay. I'm not
Oh,
bored.
well, That's great, Jeannie. I'm so thankful that you're here with us today. I really appreciate you making the time to come because I know you're busy doing your presentation for your Quest
Yes.
presentation coming up very soon. So thank you so much for taking the time. So, I would like to turn it over to you and for you to discuss this because this is your case study, if you don't mind doing that.
Okay. Um, this lady had a hysterectomy, and so she had weight issues, and of course she sat in the office all day. So, and then of course she had her gallbladder removed. That's your messenger. And so, when people have their gallbladder out, then they don't know they have problems with their diet. And she would just get to the point where she'd be screaming, and then all of a sudden she'd be fine. And her husband thought she was going crazy. He was really upset about it. And I called it Jekyll and Hyde behavior because, she said, "This isn't who I am. I just don't like how I am right now." So she said, "Can you help me?" So I was needing another case study. So voila, that worked out great. So I put these different oils in a blend: ylang ylang, pink grapefruit, bergamot, and cinnamon. They all went into a smell stick, and I had never worked with that before. And so I put them in there, and then I took it over, and I found out too, you can't undo those sticks. Once you put it in, you can't re-up those oils. The only complaint I have about those. But um, when she smelled it, she goes, "Oh, this is fantastic." So she liked it so much, she asked for another one to keep. So she had one in her purse, so she had that handy at all times, and one in the office because she would get really crazy busy sometimes. And as things came at her, she just had a hard time handling it all. So I also ended up giving her two homeopathics from Bio, a Detox 3 and progesterone. She loves the progesterone to this day, and it's liquid form, so it's, you don't have to rub it on. You can throw it in your purse. If you don't get it then, you can get it later. And so those things really help balance her emotions as well. Ylang ylang is really good for that too. And of course, the citrus fruits raise the um, emotions, so she wasn't so depressed. And so she really liked it a lot. So, um, can you move that up, Lori, so I could see it? Because I don't have mine in front of me. Thank you. Detox 3 is a homeopathic blend, and of course, as the name says, it detoxes. They have Detox 1, 2, and 3. And I put that on our Quest test plate, and she tested well for it. So I thought, okay, this is going to definitely help her. And so there were quite a few different things in that blend. And of course, liver detoxification is really important too, because anytime your liver is not happy, you're not happy. I see these people with road rage, and I think, just cleanse your liver. So, um, ended up, she started taking these, and then progesterone really helps. I've used progesterone cream for years. Dr. John R. Lee has some great, he's dead now, but he had some great information on that. He's written books. He took 20-year study with pregnant women and followed their babies all the way through age 20, I believe, and they all were settled. They were high achievers. So progesterone is a great balancer for hormones. And because she had the hysterectomy, and the doctors are saying, "Oh, you're all right." Yeah, they weren't going through her mood swings, so she was definitely not all right. But she started taking that, and it really, really helped her. So um, they've used that in clinical success for women with menopause, and she was older, so it really helped with that. And of course, there's no adverse effects to that, and there were no adverse effects even in that study Dr. Lee did. And then Keep Cool blend was a Nature Sunshine blend, and it just helps people when they're just about to lose it. And I have blended that for meetings that were going to be very emotionally charged, and they said you could see people coming in there like rawr, and then you could see their face change, and they were able to discuss things that night without losing it and fisticuffs or anything like that. So it really calms down the anger button on people's emotions. And so it has several things in here. It's got holly. And holly's when you're going to lose control and you're suspicious, um, jealous, have anger. Impatience is exactly what the name says. You want things yesterday. Oregon grape is for those that are hostile, and they don't really mean it, but it's still there. Poison oak is for hypersensitive people who cope by showing hostility. And then sagebrush, that they can let go of past abuse and old baggage. And I love Snapdragon. I taught that at the Quest for my first year, their international conference. But Snapdragon is for, I call it snappy people, just like the name sounds. And so it's for people that are quick tempered. I've since blended that for a dog in Florida. She's got it up on my Facebook page now. Her two dogs are getting along great now. And Snapdragon was in that blend. Tiger lily helps soften aggression, and vine is for those that have to control everything that's going on, um, control freak. And then willow bark helps get rid of that bitterness and that resentment that you've been treated unfairly. And so this blend really helped her with flexibility and forgiveness. And they did a clinical trial of 111 people, and it showed that flower essences may be effective in lowering high levels of anxiety. And I can see it. I blend for every single client that comes to me with the full assessment. They always get a flower essence blend. And sometimes when things come up, I actually can see a lot more of what is going on. And I saw that with the one flower essence. So, um, and it was some things she really didn't want out, but it kind of came out in the office. And she walked in with a cane and she walked out with a spring in her step. So that was kind of interesting that she could get rid of some of that emotional baggage. And then the essential oil blend, ylang ylang, I love the smell of that. It's just divine, I think. And that one helps diffuse anger. It works on the liver. So it really can help people with calming them down. And it's used for irritability and aggression. And so it has a good blend in it. It's got linalool, geranol, pinene, and benzyl acetate. So it gives a feeling of well-being and that sedative effect. And when she smelled that, she really, really liked that one. And then geranol introduces a feeling of, excuse me, well-being. And pinene has just a relaxing effect. It helps with those alpha waves with the brain. And then benzyl acetate is for the antispasmodic. So it just calms down the nervous system, basically puts the brakes on the sympathetic system. So ylang ylang is grounding, and it reduces anxiety and increases contentment. And then pink grapefruit is another one that I think just smells really great. It's refreshing, uplifting. It just helps for those that are really down in the mouth and they're just, they look like Eeyore. That's all I can think of. They look like they've lost their last friend. And it produces optimism and allows people to um, just work in an environment because they don't feel drained anymore. And it just increases their spirit, gives them the feeling that life is worth living. And it contains also pinene. So we have a double effect there from the last one. And then grapefruit oil is, again, a support for the liver. We keep coming back to the liver because that's when you have a lot of anger, you really have to look on the liver. And I'm doing a PowerPoint now for Quest with the eyes, and the liver is really, really important for that too. So the liver does over 600 functions. So it it fails if it's not working right, you don't have a normal flow. So um, and then of course double whammy, she had her gallbladder removed. I think God has such a sense of humor because a lot of times um, the body will form a little shelf there to act as a gallbladder when people have theirs out. So I just think that's hilarious. But the body knows best. It's the innate intelligence, as we call it. And then bergamot helps relieve irritability, aggression, that tension, and that tightness in your shoulders where you're just like wound tighter than a drum, as they say. And so it really fit this formulation to complement it. And again, we keep going back to that helps with the anxiety, depression, and stress. And she did have hysteria. I mean, she was really losing it at home. She would just be screaming. And her husband would come in like, are you dying here? Or, what's going on? So it really helped with that. And they did um, conducted research in Milan, Italy, at several psychiatric clinics, and they found bergamot to relieve fear and calm anxiety. So I found that an interesting study. And again, it has limonene, uh, lin acetyl acetate, linalool, and sabanine, and it has there's a study of 13 female Japanese students at the university, and they studied the effects of just inhaling this, and it really helped with the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the one, para is above, so that's the one that puts the brakes on the nervous system. And so it really helped with their relaxation. Their heart rate went down, and they really felt a whole lot better. So this one has high levels of limonene, linyl acetate, linalool, and that helped with the stress and anxiety, as I said. So, and they did another study in the lab, and they took an EEG of the hippocampus and the cerebral cortex of rats in the lab, and they found that it really did relax them. And then the last one is cinnamon. We're getting there. And that one has a really nice spice smell. I put cinnamon on my oatmeal. I just love cinnamon. And it helps with increased attention span. Of course, it can balance blood sugar. I don't think I have that in here necessarily, but um, and it helps with your working memory, your visual motor speed, and in a high stress office, that was very beneficial. Cinnamon leaf is high in phenols, eugenol, um, and it contains cinnamic aldehyde and again linalool. So um, it has anti-inflammatory activities. So there's a link between anger and elevated inflammation. And in my study with the eyes lately, I've been seeing that when you are angry, it actually heats up the whole body, and that's why it affects people's eyes. So that was kind of an interesting side note there. So the administration of TAA recreates acute liver injury and cirrhosis in animals. So um, this had demonstrated to have a great anti-inflammatory properties. So I gave her the inhaler stick, and then she wanted the second one. And so she would inhale that 4 to 5 times a day. When she was overwhelmed, she'd just grab that. When she was close to tears, she'd grab it. And it gradually brought her stress down. She had a lot of tears for missing her children, and she was angry for not being able to do the things she used to do because of her weight. And so all of these combined gave some synergy. And she noticed some marked increase in dreams and improvement in her relationship with others. She wasn't near as angry. She didn't burst into tears as often. And before this, she wouldn't remember dreams. So she had several. She said some pleasant, some rather strange, but she did remember them. And then she did get to go to see her children, and that really helped her. And since then, unfortunately, her husband died, And so she actually moved up by her kids. So that's been a blessing for her. So this client had severe mood swings, periods of yelling, frustration, and after smelling that inhaler stick and using all the other complementary things, she was not as angry or tearful. And so it gave her the relief that she needed. And I liked it so much, I blended one for me that I could smell. So I would add probably rose essential oil next time because that really helps instill more love and sensitivity to the needs of others. And rose is for those that have a broken heart, and she was really missing her kids. So that worked very well, and she was very happy with it. Thank you.
Oh, beautiful job, Jeannie. Thank you so much for sharing. This was such a wonderful case study because you showed us all here how you can use essential oils, homeopathy, and flower essences together. And I think you can show people who are already aromatherapists on here how they can start incorporating these other beautiful healing modalities into their work. Does anybody have any questions for Jeannie?
Maybe I put
Let
them
me.
all to sleep.
No, no, I don't think so. No, Andrea said that was fantastic, Jeannie. Thank you for sharing. No, not at all.
Oh, you're welcome.
Um, So thank you so
My
much.
pleasure.
I don't see any questions yet, but if they come up, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Oh, where can they just ask where we can find the case study? And we do have it in the material box. You can get it there in the material box. So please check your material box, and the case study is there for you to check out and learn more about. So thank you. Yes, and Andrea said I hung on every word.
Oh,
So,
thank you.
no, Jeannie,
Praise the Lord.
you did
Thank
a
you.
great job.
I
Thank you
appreciate
so
all your
much.
mentoring because you are a great mentor.
Oh, thank you. And we appreciate you and coming still to all of our group coaching calls and sharing new information as you get it too. Thank you so much.
Well, it helps all of us, doesn't it?
It sure does. The more we share, the better it is.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so that was a beautiful case study by Jeannie. And so what I'm going to do is I will just pause my screen here and put up our next slide here. It just takes me a little. Let me see if it's sharing. Resume sharing now. Great. So that was Mood Swings and Anger case study by Jeannie. And she did such a beautiful job. So I hope you guys are all giving her a big round of applause for what a great job she's done. And she continues to do a great job with all of her clients. So you can see how Jeannie used flower essences in her case study for the emotional roller coaster her client was on. And flower essences are for, just as Dr. Bach, who developed the flower essences in the 1930s, he developed flower essences because he had been a doctor, a surgeon, and he became a homeopathic. However, he found, as she was saying, talking about like the gallbladder surgery, which we know gallbladder is connected to bitterness if you look in traditional Chinese medicine. Um, if he took the gallbladder out, they still had the bitterness. And he said, what can I do to help people? How can I help them get over their emotional challenges? It doesn't matter, if I take the appendix out, whatever I take out, they still are not happy. And so this is when he went out into nature to find the answer. And he started studying, he'd already been studying bacteria and things like this for homeopathy. So he's already out in nature. So he's already, seeing things, and this is what was giving him the ideas for this. And he realized through his very intuitive work and his sensitivity that flowers were the soul of the plant. And how we can really help people is on a deeper level. And that's what flower essences do. They really work on a very deep level for our emotions because dis-ease, that's what the word comes from. It's from you're not feeling well at all. And that's where our problems start is emotionally. And then they go out into our physical body because we have all these emotional bodies, and then it finally manifests. People said, oh, he was a healthy guy and all of a sudden he got this. That's not true. He had some dis-ease, or she had some dis-ease somewhere, or they wouldn't have gotten it, or it was an environmental toxin that got them, a pesticide, an herbicide, air pollution, cigarettes, something like that. Otherwise, it is an emotional situation. And this is what we have to see as natural health practitioners, as aromatherapists, as flower essence practitioners, is how we can get to the root cause of what our client is going through. And just like Jeannie said, she had someone come in, she gave them, they started talking, she gave them a flower essence during their talk, and she came in with a cane and she walked out without it. And it was something that she didn't really want to talk about because we can suppress a lot of stuff. And suppression, then, once we suppress that, then whatever organ in the body that is associated with that is going to start talking to us. It's going to tell us the story of why we need to work on our emotions and this dis-ease that we have in our body going on. So this is why we wanted to offer the flower essence course, because we wanted to offer our students all the possibilities of how they could help their clients. So in this flower essence course, to become a practitioner, you will learn what is a flower essence, how do they work, the history of flower essences, botany and plant study, understanding the archetypes of flower essences. We will study the unique characteristics of flower essences. So all 38 Bach flower remedies and 12 of the North American Flower Essence Society, because they've got over 106. So we can't study all those in just 10 to 11 weeks. How to make a flower essence. So, if you're the person who's a gardener and you are seeing all these beautiful flowers in your garden, or, you're in a garden group and in spring, you're around all these and you would like to make flower essences, you can learn how to make your own flower essences in this class. And then you could start doing research on that flower, just like we did in our retreat. And you can then start doing research and finding out what that flower is for. And then we can send that to the Flower Essence Society and we can start a new flower essence. How to select a flower essence and combine them. This is something that's really important because when you're in this class, you're going to learn your type remedy. And that type remedy is so important. You're going to really start becoming more consciously aware of who you truly are and the personalities that you have put out there that aren't really you, and that you can let go of to be who you truly are, who you came in this earth to be. How to use flower essences for different populations. That means for the elderly, for children, for animals, and for other plants. It's beautiful. You've got a plant that's not doing so well, you can grab a certain flower essence and put it in right into its root system or in water and pour it in there. It's the same with animals. That's why we know flower essences work, because animals, they can't talk to us. Yeah, they can bark or they can meow or they can whinny, But this is where flower we can see the placebo effect, where the animal starts changing, starts getting better. Different selecting techniques, how to select flower essences with different techniques. Ethics, which is so important, the academic part, learning how to do case studies. And this is something like Jeannie, she taught this. She took our course, did these case studies, and then she taught this for as a webinar for the AIA. So you can see how this information that you learn in our flower essence course and our aromatherapy course, you can put into practice and help other people. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Carolyn come on, and she has just finished the flower essence practitioner course that we did in the spring, and she's going to tell you a little bit about her experience. Carolyn, are you there? Maybe she's not there. I thought I saw her earlier. Maybe something happened. Sometimes computers lock up on us, so let me check here.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, you're on. Great. I'm so
Yeah.
okay. Your mic didn't want to start.
No.
Fantastic. Well, Carolyn, I really appreciate you coming on today. I'm so grateful for you being in the Flower Essence Practitioner course. Could you let people know what you how you benefited from it?
Oh, well, I can't thank this course enough. When I first started, um, you know, when you find your type remedy, it makes such a huge difference in how you perceive yourself and even perceive the world. Because every flower essence, it has its own unique personality. And that's why flower essence, it is the essence of the flower. And basically, what they do is they do bring out the essence of the person. So they have all their lessons for you. So I was taking pine, and I'm still taking pine. And the thing with pine was I had a massive breakthrough with that one because it's all about forgiving oneself and not just the other people, but it's also for yourself, right? But what Pine taught me was it's not just forgiveness, it's forgiving. There's two words there, for and giving. And the more I thought about that, the more it started to click like, hey, I need to give myself love and I need to give myself compassion. Um, and it's not necessarily from past mistakes, but it's generational energies that get passed down from generation to generation. Um, so for me, I had a massive breakthrough because it actually removed energy blockages so that I could work through some of this generational energy that has kind of suppressed who I was. And just so for everybody to know, I'm part Aboriginal. And so my great grandfather and my grandma, they went to residential schools. And so with that, it was a suppression of who we were as people. And that actually came down and passed through me. So I'm actually taking pine and agrimony to help me kind of heal from that trauma that has been passed down because nobody really wants to talk about it. So it's just an amazing, amazing experience to have that aha moment of this is actually where it's coming from. And so to have those flower essences be able to do that, and it just shows you the power that they have. And they are very, very powerful. And as you continue to use them, it's like more and more things unlock. Um, and you keep taking different flower essences as you go, because as you're growing as a human being from these experiences that these flower essences are actually bringing out, it just unlocks more and more things that, oh, you need to work on, anger, or you need to work on, different aspects of your own being. And the more you do that, the lighter you become. So it's just an amazing, amazing process. So throughout this whole course, that's basically been my trajectory. It's kind of, I'm growing as I continue to take these flower essences, and I've noticed a huge improvement in not just my emotional health, but my physical health and my mental health as well. I wake up now with more energy. I'm sleeping better. This morning I actually woke up and my muscles were very relaxed for the first time in a long time, because as those emotions got released, I'm noticing changes too in my body like that. I don't need to be tense anymore. I know how to set my boundaries now, because again, flower essences helped me with that. And so now it's more, I'm going to let my energy now kind of protect me, and I don't have to tighten my body up anymore as it used to. So I'm noticing massive, massive, massive improvements in pretty much every aspect now. Like my attitude has gotten I'm more excited about stuff. Probably ground a bit more, but I wake up very excited for the day. I go to bed excited. I have a lot of now ideas starting to come now. Today that started. So every day I'm learning new things, and every day things are changing. So the longer you take them, for me anyways, the more that's actually happening. I'm seeing more and more positive um, things that happen, and just a softness in the energy too that I have. So I'm also taking self heal, and that's actually softened my energy quite a bit. And it feels like more self love and self compassion are starting to come into with the pine. Um, so yeah, no, I can't thank this course enough. It was just an amazing experience, and to be able to apply what I'm doing now with case studies, I'm very excited to start that process and to see how that works with people, because it's just an amazing experience that I wish everybody knew about, because it's kind of like somebody kind of reaches down and they pull you up, so to speak. And yeah, it's just kind of shakes you awake, and then this is who you really are. So keep going, type of thing with the flower essences. Yeah, so it just basically shines a light on you, and then as you get more vibrant, I'm noticing that I'm able to help people better as well. So yeah.
Oh, beautiful, Carolyn. It's just so wonderful to hear you say all this. Each week you all got better and better and better each week as we went through each module. And like you said, as you started taking the pine and the agrimony and then you added the self-heal to it, it really softened everything, where now you're so energetic and ready to get up in the morning, and now all that creativity is coming to you, which is so beautiful. I'm so happy for you, and thank you so much for sharing that. It was
Yeah. Well,
great.
no, yeah, well, like I said, this course, I mean, it was just, I loved this course so much, and I looked forward to every single class we had every week. So,
We had a lot of fun. You're right. We truly
yeah,
did. Even though everyone was going through you're going through some things because you're learning different lessons and getting through it. It's still enjoyable though too, because you have the support of everybody else also in the group.
yeah, exactly. So you weren't alone in dealing with that type of stuff. But, I mean, it is a nice, gentle, they don't just bring it up all of a sudden. It's a kind of a gentle nudge of, hey, we got to work on this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So,
Yes, that's what's so beautiful about the flowers, just like their soft, beautiful petals, you know?
yeah.
And like I said, you'll never look at a flower the same.
No, no, they're so powerful. Like for such delicate looking flowers, and some of them they stand strong and tall, but they're still delicate. Man, you sure pack a lot of power into that.
They
I
sure
suppose that's
do.
yeah, I was gonna say I suppose that's probably why they call it flower power, but
Yeah, in the 60s, they didn't make that up for nothing, right?
no, that's right.
Flower power and all the flower songs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Well, Carolyn, here, just let me see. Andrea said, wow, Carolyn, thank you for your comments. I'm really happy for you. And does anybody have any questions for Carolyn right now since she's on? See if anybody has any questions. Feel free to ask. It doesn't look like it, Carolyn. So if we come up with a question for you, we'll let you know at the end.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
And Jeannie said, great job, Carolyn.
Oh, well,
Okay, so
thank you so much.
all right, so now you can see how one of our students, Carolyn, how well she did in the flower essence course. And it's interesting because Carolyn has been using Bach flowers since she was a teenager. And so she has a lot of experience with flowers, and you can see how by taking the course, it really integrated them even more into her life. So our online course is a 10-week flower essence practitioner course. You have 10 modules with PDF files, you have course notes, you have videos, weekly group coaching calls. Each participant will also have an individual flower essence session with me. And then it's now open. The investment is $1,497 for a full payment, or you can do a payment plan of 6 payments of $266. So, how many people are interested in becoming a flower essence practitioner? Raise your hand if you're interested in becoming a flower essence practitioner, because this is something that is, oh, great. We've got a couple of hands raised here. That's wonderful to see. It's fantastic. Okay. So we had once you've worked in our flower essence practitioner um, class, and we also allowed other people to come to the flower essence retreat and practicum too. You didn't have to be in the flower essence course. Now, most everybody in here was in the course. We have a retreat, and this is where we went much deeper even into our flower essence. And it's a practicum that we will offer every single year. We definitely will have it in May in California. We're not sure if we'll offer another one in the fall or not. It just depends on the gardens where we have the gardens at and what our flowers will do. So here you can see we had a wonderful time. Each person found a flower in the garden and resonated with a certain flower. They drew the flower. Here we have Olivia. She drew her flower. And here we have Yolanda, who is looking at tiger lilies here, at these lilies. And we made special blends for therapists. So that way we can protect our energy field and clear our energy field when we're working with others. Here's when we did our group flower essence study. We picked a flower and now we're all working on that flower. That flower is called the Wassonia flower. and we are all doing research with that. We're all using that flower essence right now. So, come be with the flowers and enrich your life. And we have Terry, who was at our retreat. Let me see. Oh, whoops. I hit something, you guys. Sorry. I don't know what I did, but I did something here. I hit something accidentally. But it's not giving me my screen. It's just showing my screen, but it's showing everybody. So I have to change my layout. I apologize. I accidentally. Okay. Now I'm going to do a pop out here and it should work. There. Okay. So we're back. Sorry about that. I just hit something wrong. Um, so let me go here and see what we have in our chat because there was something in our chat here. It'll let me go into chat. Okay, yes, it looks like Terry said she would like to share about the retreat. So Terry, please come on.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you perfectly. Thank you so much, Terry, for coming on. And
Yeah,
please let
yeah.
us know how you like the retreat.
Yeah, the retreat was amazing. First of all, I've been working with flower essence for over 15 years, and basically, I've been working with them for a lifetime and didn't know it because I grew up in greenhouses. So I was getting the natural effect of the flowers. It was really amazing because one, you have several neighbors that their yards are amazing. One of them, Lamar, he's just got this lifetime of collection of amazing plants and flowers and to go through that experience in his yard, and he explained everything was amazing. What I wanted to mention about the flower essence practitioner class, and I know you just kind of highlighted a little bit, but it creates an amazing bonding camaraderie with all that are involved. And so you have like this unbelievable support system. And you'll have it for a lifetime with the different ones that you meet. So even if you're like, oh, I know somebody going through this or I'm going through that, and you can't remember, we're all on the same messenger feed. So we can just type it in. And usually what you can't think of, someone else can. And so that was like one of the benefits. I hated that I could not take the practitioner course because I'm taking care of 82, 83, and 88-year-old parents right now. And believe me, they need a lot of flower essence, and so do I. And I wanted to mention too about Carolyn. I appreciate her bringing up the transgenerational issue because there's a flower essence for that too, and you can add more. And because sometimes we have things from our past family experiences. For me, my great grandfather rode with Jesse James, so I joke, hey, I come from white trash way back. And so I know, Lori, you've done a class on that too. And so the flower essence have benefited us in many, many ways, even with my own family, because my husband works in emergency medicine dealing with a lot of trauma, drama, and tragedy. And so the flower essence really are an amazing balancer. And I think right now we live in such a crazy world. It's like I think we all need flower essence. And so it's really awesome to learn how to use them. The retreat, if you ever get to go, there's grapefruit trees, orange trees, lemon trees, flowers everywhere. So you really get to go through the experience of even seeing the flowers in their natural habitat. And I just wanted to mention too, I know like Carolyn mentioned about the self-heal. I know I use the flower essence not only orally, but topically as a room spray, as Jeannie mentioned, even sniffing them. There's just such a variety of ways to use them. And out of all the things I've learned almost over 20 years now, it is absolutely my favorite because you get immediate results. And with your clients, you'll get immediate result too. So if you get a chance to go through the class, you will not regret it. Of course, it's a tax write-off if you'll just plan it accordingly. So it's definitely worth the investment, and definitely if you get to go to the retreat again next year, it just will be amazing. So I just wanted to share all that, and I wish everybody peace, love, and happiness, right? And we can
That's
get a lot of
right.
flowers.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Terry, and thank you for coming to the retreat. You're right. It was so much fun. Everyone had a great time, and everybody got so much closer. We can't wait to have it again. It was so much fun. So, thank you very much for sharing that with me. I really appreciate it, and sharing it with everybody else. Does anybody have any questions for Terry about the retreat? Let me see if there's anything there. No, no, I don't see any, Terry. So thank you so much.
Yeah, and just let you guys know, besides the flower being amazing, Lori is a absolute awesome host. The food was amazing, thanks to her and Diane Marisi and others that she brought on board. And thank you so much for your hospitality, Lori.
Oh, you're so welcome, Terry. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. We had even we had lemon dandelion cake I made. So yeah, we had some fun food too, because that's what it's all about too, is eating the flowers also. So I hope you guys will be able to be in the Flower Essence Practitioner Program and come to our Flower Essence Retreat. Thank you so much, Terry.
You're welcome.
Okay, so that was all about the Flower Essence course. Uh, Ruth is going to put in the chat box the link to the Flower Essence class. If you want to get signed up, you need to get signed up by this Sunday, and that will be at June 18th, and that is midnight. So wait, I think that's Saturday. Excuse me, Saturday, because today is the 15th. So, no, I'm sorry. That is on Sunday. So it's Sunday, midnight Pacific time. And make sure that you get signed up. And that is 1497. And it's a 10-week course. So now let's go and let's look at our summer school for aromatherapy. Now, of course, in our aromatherapy program, we have essential oils. We're learning about essential oils for emotional healing. As you saw what Jeannie was doing, skin care, reflexology, animal care. Because, I've been working in skincare. I did it for 12 years. Emotional healing has been going on for a very, very long time, over 30 years. We've been working with animals in our group too, and we have some beautiful case studies to share with you. So our first, though, brief case study we want to talk about is Dawn, and Dawn is also in our Flower Essence Practitioner course. She's a registered aromatherapist, and she also is a published author in the AIA Aromatic Action Journal. She's been published 4 times with her case studies. And this is just an overview of one of the case studies and her very first case study that she ever did. And this was after just being in our class for 2 weeks. She'd only been in our class 2 weeks. So like she says here, I absolutely did not know anything about essential oils when I began the aromatherapy certification program. Very soon after I got into the program, a family member was physically abused by her husband. I knew about the calming and soothing effects of lavender and had learned to do a hand massage in the program. I took my family member to a safe place and gave her a hand massage with 12 drops of lavender in 1/2 ounce, 15 ml of lotion. She fell asleep, which she hadn't done in 24 hours since the altercation. My family member continued to use the hand cream and smell lavender from the bottle. Now, so she slept well. She never had any side effects. She never relived the trauma. She never had any PTSD from this. Because what happened was Dawn went to her immediately, grabbed the lavender, grabbed the lotion, and went and picked her up and took her to the police station and got her checked out there. And then Dawn took her to a home that was away from there so the husband couldn't find her. She filed for divorce. She filed a suit against him, and she testified and did not break during the court hearing. And she was there with her lavender and had her sniff it before she went into court. And she's my family member, stayed calm and cool. This really built my confidence in learning how to use essential oils. And now I'm using many other essential oils thanks to lavender and this program. So you can see how you get in our program and we start teaching you immediately to start using the essential oils. It's the only way you're going to learn. And look, she did it in an emergency situation. She knew two things when she started. She knew about lavender and she knew about a hand massage. And she knew it would work for trauma. So this is how fast our students learn. So here is the overall overview of our aromatherapy certification program. In level 1, you'll learn 20 essential oils. Level 2, you'll get 25 more, so you'll be at 45. And when you're in level 3, when you go to level 3, you'll get 20 more, so you have a total of 65 essential oils and how they work. You'll have the history of essential oils, and you can check that out. Zoe put that up on our YouTube channel where you can go through, and Ruth can get that link from our YouTube channel where Zoe shows you what our aromatherapy program looks like on a video. History of essential oils, quality assurance, how to select an essential oil, plant species of essential oils, botany, safety and contraindications, distillation, essential oils and their chemical families, carriers and excipients, anatomy, essential oil applications, external and internal, how to create blends, business skills, legal and ethical, mindfulness, integrating essential oils into other health modalities, how to do a case study and your research assignments, the exam, how to pass it, which once you pass your level 2 exam, you can become a registered aromatherapist and take your ARC exam, and the clinical aromatherapy in practice. And in our clinical aromatherapy in practice, we teach you reflexology with essential oils. We teach you how to use rescue remedy with essential oils. And we also teach you emotional healing with essential oils. And it's different than our other classes. And that class is a in-person class. And we did that after our flower essence practicum, which we will do again next year. So you have 2 days for that class that you get with the clinical aromatherapy. So grab your pen and paper and your favorite essential oil. I want you to close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. So here, let's go. Let's take 3 deep breaths in through your nose and out through your mouth. And now smell your favorite essential oil. And I'm going to ask you these questions. And if you answer yes to these, raise your hand. If you would like to find out more about using essential oils safely for yourself and to benefit friends and family, raise your hand. If you would like to become an aromatherapist or an aromatherapy consultant and help others to achieve well-being, good mental and emotional health, If you're a practitioner or have a natural health business and you want your clients to benefit from including essential oils in your practice and how to use them in skincare safely, you already have an aromatherapy practice, but you want to learn to take the next step and develop organic, green, and clean skincare products, or you'd like to, you want to learn how to use essential oils in reflexology, you want to learn how to use essential oils for emotional healing, or you'd like to become an informed practitioner and extend how to use essential oils with family and friends, or you love animals and would love to help them naturally through the safe and effective use of essential oils. Using essential oils is different than flower essences. Flower essences, we don't have the contraindications, but with essential oils, we do, and that's why it's very, very important that we learn the safety and effectiveness of essential oils. Okay, so that was your first exercise. So now let's do 3 more deep breaths. See what you wrote on your paper, which things you checked off. Make sure you've done that. And we're going to close our eyes and take 3 more deep breaths. Make sure you have your favorite essential oil there. Here we go. And now I'm going to ask you 3 questions. What way are you using essential oils now? So write that down. Put it in the chat box. What way are you using essential oils? Are you self-confident in using essential oils? What will more knowledge of essential oils do for your health and well-being and that of your family's health and well-being? So answer those questions. And let's find out through our step-by-step aromatherapy certification program which one fits you. Level 1, Level 2, Certified Professional Aromatherapist, Level 3, Certified Clinical Aromatherapist. So let's look at what Betty Nito, who's a certified aromatherapist, she took that one step and dropped that first drop. She did a healing of bed sores with the use of essential oils of helichrysum, lavender, and Roman chamomile. And look what she did. Here is her results. This is bed sores that were at a 3rd degree. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to her case study and give you her formulation here. So let me go here. I'm going to pause my sharing and I'm going to go to Betty's case study here. And here is Betty's case study. This was her number 3 case study, and it was healing of bed sores with the use of essential oils of helichrysum, lavender, and Roman chamomile. Her client was a 73-year-old active man who lives in Miami, Florida, and he underwent a biopsy of his bladder. And the biopsy was performed to rule out any possibility of malignancy due to an enlarged prostate. He had developed an infection and had a catheter could not be removed. This prompted doctors to suggest a Holmium laser enucleation of the prostate. Prostate laser surgery, a procedure used for severely enlarged prostate, known to help reduce symptoms associated with benign prostate hyperplasia. He had a blood count of 9, which was below normal for a male, but because it was supposed to be a minimally invasive procedure, surgery was recommended. The surgery was performed on April 11, 2018 at the University of Miami Hospital. He developed gross hematuria, presence of blood in the urine after the procedure, which needed a cystoscopy twice. During the cystoscopy, the doctor inserts a cystoscope, a thin tube with a camera and light on the end through the urethra, the tube that carries urine out of the bladder and into the bladder so they can visualize the inside of the bladder. He lost a significant amount of blood for 2 hours. Complications arose and surgery lasted about 8 hours. His total blood loss was approximately 100 cc's and started with hypotension. After he was stabilized, he was transferred to the surgical intensive care unit. While in the SICU, he had uncontrollable diarrhea for 2 weeks due to bacteria and a mini stroke. He could not be weaned from the ventilator because he was unresponsive and a tracheotomy was performed. My client was heavily sedated and had to be flat on his back all the time. Around the first week of May 2018, his wife noticed he had 3 black pustules in the back of his head. Each one was about the size of a quarter. She alerted the medical staff and they started treatment on the bed sores, also known as pressure ulcers or pressure sores. Pressure sores develop in 4 stages. He was diagnosed with stage 3 bed sores. During stage 3, the sore gets worse and extends into the tissue beneath the skin, forming a small crater. There are several medical conditions that affect blood flow, such as diabetes and vascular disease, and these are risk factors to be considered. My client had both risk factors. Diet was an issue because he could not eat a balanced nutritional diet consisting of enough proteins, vitamins, minerals, and fluid. The skin needs the proper nutrition and hydration in order to maintain healthy skin and prevent the breakdown of tissue. Because of this medical conditions and diet, the healing of the tissue was very slow. However, he started recovering and was in rehabilitation about 14 days before being released from the hospital. In-home treatment continued with the dermal hydroactive gel to be applied to the bed sores. His wife started applying lavender essential oil on her own because there was no visible improvement. I offered to prepare a blend of essential oils that would help heal it up. It would cauterize it and help with the healing of it, antibacterial, regenerating, and analgesic. So this was the blend that she used along with a golden salve ointment here, as you can see, an aloe vera gel. It was 10 drops of helichrysum, 10 drops of lavender, 10 drops of Roman chamomile, 1 teaspoon of aloe vera gel, and 1 ounce golden salve. So she began to put this on him topically on the bed sores on June 20th. Twice per day and to cover with gauze after cleansing with a saline solution as suggested by the hospital wound care nurse. Then this is the reason she used the helichrysum. It's because it's high in esters and supported by monoterpenes and diketones and was used because it's a cell regenerative, antibacterial, and antiseptic. It helps in first aid for tissue trauma and helps with burns, cuts, and wounds. It also has been shown to mediate the tissue, its protective and regenerative quality by effectively scavenging free radicals. Helichrysum is suggested that dropping this oil into a bleeding wound sanitizes the wound, speeds its closure, and effectively stops the pain. Lavender rich in linolyl acetate and the sedative alcohol linalool was selected, being a sedative and analgesic and used effectively in healing bed ulcers. Roman chamomile was used because of its anti-inflammatory, because it's rich in esters. It's a remedy for dermatological disorders. It's also used effectively for skin ulcers and slow healing wounds. Chamomile preparations help with many human ailments, including hay fever, inflammation, muscle spasms, menstrual disorders, insomnia, ulcers, wounds, gastrointestinal disorders, rheumatic pain, and hemorrhoids. The golden salve is a balm, which is an emollient, and it also promotes healing of wounds. It's topical that promotes healing of damaged tissue and soothes irritation, inflammation associated with injuries and inflammatory skin conditions. It reduces irritation, swelling, and infection and promotes healing of the tissues. As we know, aloe vera is anti-inflammatory and emollient and has been known to help with ulcers, wounds, and sores. Within 2 days of application, the gauze was removed and there was no bleeding coming out. On June 23rd, the sore was getting smaller and appeared cleaner. June 24th, appearance was better, still redness and pus coming out. June 25th, sores were getting smaller and healing, less redness. June 26th, areas were drying out and pus was still coming out. There was a tiny spot that appeared like that if it was new necrotic tissue, and she was watching it very closely. By June 27th, one area had healed and closed. However, a small black spot developed. I advised her to be patient. The healing comes from inside as it was a normal skin reaction. His wife continued with application and the black blister was still showing but getting smaller. By July 17th, the black blister was gone and bed sores were completely healed. Hair started to come out. My wife and my client and his wife were very pleased with the results. After battling for weeks with the bed sores, they were appreciative to see how soon the formula worked. In their opinion, medical information was very formulation was very slow in healing. The essential oil blend was effective and achieved his wife's goal to cure the bed sores on her husband's head. Before and after photos are available. And here, as we see, this is the first hospital photo. This is the first in at home, and this is the significant improvement. Here's where the scar tissue is getting smaller, and then here is where it's almost completely healed up. So this is really an incredible formulation for healing of bed sores, and it was done in a month. And they had started on this in April. So you could see how fast helichrysum, lavender, and Roman chamomile in a salve along with aloe vera can help with bed sores. So we want to thank Betty for sharing that with us. All right, does anybody have any questions about this case study? Okay, great. And thank you, Andrea, for answering that you're using aromatherapy for your customers, clients, and family. Great job you're doing. All right, so now we're going to go back to our slides and we're going to continue sharing. So that was Betty case study. So I want to thank her for allowing us to use that. So our level 1 program is 11 study modules. So you'll get that done this summer. And you have 5 case studies to do, and you'll have a final exam. You're fully supported by my team and I. We have webinars of 12 hours. The cost is $1,997, or we have a payment plan of $200 per month for 6 months. Plus, we have all these wonderful bonuses. You have an individual assessment with me. You have an individual curriculum call with Sue, individual strategy call with Ruth. Plus, you have your welcome group coaching call, which will be next week. 20% off the live event introduction to emotional healing with essential oils and flower essences. And you'll get 10% off level 2 if you just start off in level 1. And remember, anybody can be in our flower essence program and anybody can be in our aromatherapy program. There is no prerequisites. Here we have Penny. Penny did a wonderful case study and a very interesting research paper on using essential oils to treat an equine suffering with emotional stress and anxiety due to physical and mental abuse. And you guys can download this from the material box. She saved a wild horse. His name was Nemo. This is how he came. Look, he was very underweight. He was not in good shape. He was had been totally abused physically and mentally. And through the use of, I'm going to give you the formulation she used, so make sure you write this down. She used 20% of geranium, 20% of lavender, 20% of ylang ylang, 20% of juniper, and 20% of orange. She put that in a bottle. So if she did it in, 30 ml, you divide that by 5. That means it'd be 6 ml of each essential oil. And then what she had the owner do, because they couldn't touch him, he wouldn't let them go near them. So she had to find a way. So she used a special way that you work with animals, is you put the essential oils in your hand. She did that. And Nemo came over to it and started smelling it. And then they started petting Nemo. Then and each day they go out, put their hand, had that essential oil blend in their hand. He would come up to them. Then they started brushing him. Then they were able to get us, to worm him properly. Then they were able to get a blanket on him. Then they were able to get a saddle on him, lunge him, ride him. And then here's how beautiful Nemo turned out. They completely trained him. He went in a horse trailer. He was saddle trained, and they ended up selling him to an owner who was so thrilled to have him. So we want to thank Penny for allowing us to talk about her case study and her research paper on Nemo. So let's all give Penny a big round of applause for that. And this has been published in the AIA Aromatic in Action Journal. So Penny became a level 2 professional aromatherapist. She passed level 1, then she went into level 2, and she went through 11 more study modules and 5 more case studies, and she did her research paper. Then she took her exam, her ARC exam, and she became a registered aromatherapist. So that made another 150 study hours. And this is fully, again, supported by me. And we have 12 hours of webinars. It's $2,597. And if you are already a level 1 aromatherapist, you can go into our level 2 program. You just need to send us your certificate and your case studies from your previous school. And the cost, that's a different cost. But this is if you want to do level 1 and level 2 together, it's $2,597 or $240 per month for 12 months. And then our special bonuses, you have the call with me, the call with Sue and Ruth, your welcome call. However, you receive our introduction to emotional healing with essential oils and flower essences for free. And then if you decide to go on to our 10%, our level 3 clinical aromatherapy program, you get 10% off. So let's look now at our level 3 program. And our prerequisites are level 1 and level 2. So it means you have to have passed level 1 and level 2. And you can start our level 3 program if you've already passed that in other schools, if you've already went through level 1 and level 2. So this is where you're going to have aromatherapy in practice. You're going to learn reflexology with essential oils. You're going to learn how to use Rescue Remedy, the Bach flower remedy of Dr. Bach, with essential oils, and you're going to have emotional healing with aromatherapy. And in that aromatherapy class, we're going to be doing blending in that class. And that was a 2-day class that we did at my house in California, right after the flower essence retreat. You have 10 additional case studies that you need to do, and you'll have a final exam which will help you pass the ARC exam so you can become a registered aromatherapist. You have a free live event, Introduction to Emotional Healing with Essential Oils and Flower Essences. This is including level 1, level 2, and level 3. It's normally $3,697, but it's $3,297 or a payment plan of $305 per month for 12 months. And so Ruth has it all information inside the chat box. So make sure that you guys get signed up. You have all the same bonuses. So you have assessment with me, Sue, Ruth, the welcome call, and again, you get the introduction to emotional healing for free and 10% off our emotional healing teachers training. So once people have passed the flower essence course and the aromatherapy, then we will be offering emotional healing teachers training. We want to remind you this is the module overview again, so that you are reminded of everything that we're offering in our course. And then you have lifetime access to our online library where we have all our recommended reading. And then remember, you're going to learn how to blend safely and effectively. You're going to learn how to make skincare products, healthcare remedies, emotional and mental balancing formulations. You're going to empower yourself with mindfulness techniques to balance your emotions and those around you, because we offer this emotional healing workshops to all of our students. Enjoy interacting and sharing with kindred spirits in our handpicked exclusive community, people who love essential oils. Gain client consulting skills while increasing your income, and we have our online coaching calls and support. So let's check out with our next, let's take 3 deep breaths in our next level 3, or not level 3, our exercise number 3, and see which level that you want to be in. Let's go. Okay, now take a short sniff of your favorite essential oil. And let's ask yourself, what aromatherapy certification level? What is your aromatherapy certification level? Which one did you choose? Level 1, certified a level aromatherapist. Level 2, certified aromatherapy professional. And level 3, certified clinical aromatherapist. So let's see here what you guys have chosen write it in the chat. Okay. And I want to let people know, if you've been in our program, but you haven't been working on it and you'd like to come back into it, we also have an extension. We have extensions that you can pay for, 3-month extensions, 6-month extensions. So please feel free to do that too if you want to come back into our aromatherapy program. We'd love to have you. And let's go now to our Q&A. So here are our questions so far. And we're going to start off with our questions for, is there any limit for students to be accepted? Age limit? No, there is not, as long as you can read and write. You can be in our program. Can we use our own oils, or do you recommend a company? We recommend that you use organic essential oils. If you're in the United States, we recommend that you purchase them from Mountain Rose. They have organic essential oils and other supplies that you can get there. And can I do the course at my own pace? You can do the course at your own pace. Yes, you can. It's just that this year we're going to be, and you can sign up for now and do it at your own pace, or you can do it week by week. But please come to the coaching calls each week, and learn with that. And if you decide that, you want to not do that module yet, you can, but we will go through each module each week. Is it a hard course to do if you haven't studied for a while? No, it's very easy. If you look at our video that Ruth put in the chat, you'll see that it is very easy to learn. It's very simple and it's well done, so you won't have any problems. And then here is some questions for the Flower Essence course. Can anybody join that at any age? Yes, you can. And then here's another one. If I want to do the course, do I need previous experience of flower essences or emotional or energetic work experience with clients? No, you do not need any experience. You can come into this class with no experience. Can anyone do the course just for themselves? Yes, you can. If you just are into gardening and you want to learn about flower essences, but you do not want to, become a certified flower essence practitioner, you can still take the course. It's not a problem. Do I need to be certified at all? It's great if you can be, if you can be certified, that's great. If you're just doing it for your own personal well-being and just to help friends, you don't have to do your case studies. If you want to be certified, so that way people recognize you, they understand that you have put forth the work and you really understand how to use them and put them together, and you have went through all the ethics and all the different populations. Yes, certification is very important. And can I make a payment plan for the flower essence course? Yes, you can. We have a 6-month payment plan. Our next question was, are flower essences a new system of healing? I don't really know about them. Yes, they are a new system of healing. They weren't developed till the 1930s. So they are definitely a new system of healing. However, now we are seeing more and more people, and in quantum physics, how people are understanding the energy field. How are we else on the internet if we weren't working with energy? And so this is becoming a much popular modality, and it's going to get more and more popular because after the pandemic, we have so many people suffering from anxiety, isolation, and depression, and they don't know how to get through it. And flower essence is one of the best ways to do that. And here's another question. How can I incorporate them into my practice with my client? It's very simple, very easy, because there is no side effects or contraindications with them. But you really do need to take the course so you understand the flowers and what flowers to put together. And then you can add them into your other practices, your herbal practice or your aromatherapy practice. Would I need a counseling course as well? No, you don't need a counseling course as well. If we had a psychotherapist come to our class, our last class, and she really enjoyed it. You do not need, though, to be a counselor because it's you talking to them. You have forms that they fill out, you discuss it with them, and we teach you how to do that. Next one. Can you send us all details of the retreat if it goes ahead in the fall, or perhaps add us to a waiting list? Yes, we can. How many places are there for the retreat? It's usually in California. And question, can you do the courses? We could have something next year in France too. And can you do the courses if English is not your first language? Yes, we have people from India, from Mexico. We have people who are French and it's not their first language. And they've all done well in our courses. And our next one is, what time and date are the coaching scheduled for these programs? So for Flower Essence, it's Wednesday, and it's Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And then for the aromatherapy program, it's Thursday at 10 a.m. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm thinking Pacific time. It is 12 o'clock Eastern time for the Flower Essence course on Wednesdays. For the aromatherapy program, it's Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So those are the times and the dates. If you cannot be there, something comes up, you can't be there, they're all recorded. The recording is sent to you, and the modules of the aromatherapy program are up on the site, lorriehargis.com/member/, and the flower essence course, the information will be sent to you by WeTransfer, and all the information is always in the material box here in Go To Training. All right, are there any other questions? Please feel free to ask. And we will send this recording to you so you can hear this if there's anything that you missed. And so please feel free to ask me. All right, it looks like no more questions. So we want to thank you all for being here with us today. And, you know, it just takes one simple step with one small drop of an essential oil or flower essence to heal yourself, your family, your friends, and clients. We want to thank all of you for being here today. Make sure that you get signed up, because as soon as you sign up, then we can send you all the links to the coaching calls. You'll get an email for the aromatherapy program. You'll need to click that, and we need to get you all organized for next week to get started. You'll have to purchase some flower essences too. You won't have to have the flower essences for the first two modules, but you'll need them by the third module. So that'll give you 2 weeks to get your stuff ordered. So we want to make sure that you guys get everything ordered, and make sure that you get signed up by this coming Sunday, midnight Pacific time. And I'm going to check the chat. And if you have any questions, Ruth stuck it in here. My email is lorrie@lorriehargis.com. And please set up your timing for your appointment on Setmore. Ruth will stick that in here real quick one more time if you have any further questions. And you can always send me an email too. I'm available at email, or if you use Facebook Messenger. Ruth and I want to thank you so very much for being with us today. And we want to thank Jeannie. We want to thank Betty. We want to thank Carolyn. We want to thank Terry. And we want to thank Penny and Dawn for sharing and being so kind today with all of us. So thank you guys. We appreciate all of you. And don't forget your essentials. Use your common sense. Au revoir.